Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Archangel 15 show. As always, I'd like to start with a disclaimer. By watching this presentation, you agree not to take any legal action against me. If you do not like or agree with what I'm saying, please discontinue watching immediately. Uh, there's going to be various contentious subject matter of what I talk about. It's going to definitely offend some people, point blank. There's no way of really getting around this. I believe in the First Amendment, and I'm thankful that I still have my channel up. They've tried to shut me down. They tried to delete my presentations. They can't. What do? They gain my views, and they screw with me in other ways. Like, I've actually had them come in and like change the wording on stuff. They've deleted my comments. I guess they push it to the limit and see what they can get away with, but they know that they can't delete my presentations. Every time they've done it, something's happened. Uh, I talked about in the past that the air was going to get turned to dog crap, at least here in the Northeast. And sure enough, it has. And there's several reasons for this. Gamma radiation from nuclear detonations, obviously, some of it. Uh, the weather, it all goes, what goes around comes around. You detonate a whole bunch of nuclear devices in other countries. Eventually, it's going to come over here. It goes up, the plumes go very, very, very high up in the ionosphere. And I've shown with my cloud formations that I have influence on this. It's not even debated, it's proven. We're going to start turning it up a notch. And if you're having upper respiratory issues, like I said, definitely check out my past presentation on oregano tea. You don't need to go buy really, really expensive oil of oregano uh, uh, tincture from Dr. Group or somewhere else. So, you can do it yourself with just a tea, and it works really well. I don't use a tea ball. Organic oregano. If you, like I said, you'll notice as soon as you use it, you'll feel better. It has Kavarakol in it. Like, I don't think anything else even has Kavarakol in it. Definitely give it a try if you're in need of upper respiratory cures. Years ago, they used poppies for thousands and thousands of years. Also, mallow is another one you can do. Obviously, if you don't want to do the poppies, really nasty taste, and I don't like either of those. It wouldn't work good. The oregano, believe it or not, it's actually not. It doesn't taste as bad as you think. You actually kind of acquire a taste for it. It's almost like smoking a cigar. I have a lot to cover, so I'm going to keep on moving really fast here. My heart sincerely goes out to anybody working in like the painting industry or around chemicals, like mechanics, other things that, like, you have no idea. Like, unfortunately, I don't really want to say this to you, but you're probably going to get cancer and die, or get some kind of horrible upper respiratory infection. Really, really nasty stuff working around chemicals, and the so much going on here. People essentially, like I said, like, because of the, like, everything's falling to pieces, they're partying like it's 1999. They ride high on their Friday, Saturday night parties. In the bunkers, they're only allowed to drink and party when the limp dickers tell them to. Like I said, you can't just say, "Oh, I got home from work. It's 5 o'clock. I want to drink a beer or whatever." You have to, like, they have everything on a schedule. Like I said, you're owned by them. And so, like, they party on Friday nights. They have their little gay underground ballroom dances, and then they wake up on Saturday, and then they face the fear of God. And, like, everybody, you drink a lot or do any other stuff, you wake up, and then it's like you have this, I don't want to say regret, but, like, you face your demons at some point. Like I said, like, everything comes with a cost. The axiom of causality. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. But yeah, they're partying like it's 1999. A lot of people flew out again. They know that, like, we're on to them with the alchemy. Some people went to Greenland. There's, like, it's probably like detonations have happened in and around that area. Also to Colombia and other Latin areas as well. And like, I don't need to like come out here, but, like, science is basically proven that, like, all people are not created equal. I'm reading The Secret Doctrine now. Cosmogenesis talks about, like, the creation. Anthropogenesis talks about, like, anthropology, like how races, like, civilizations fall, how, like, anybody who's ever built any megalithic stone structure, why aren't they there anymore? The Egyptians, the people at Easter Island, the Aztecs, the Incas, the Greeks. Why? Like I said, it's like this certain theme of, like, worshiping other deities and other things, and interrace mixing is a big one, big one. And the Ku Klux Klan actually preaches this, and it's like fact. And then yet the people come after them like they're terrorists. But, like, I just want to get something straight. Like, Latin people, black people, you are not Russians. You're not Russian Jews. You're not real Persians. You're not Chinese. You're not Japanese. Like I said, you are essentially inferior races. And like I said, like, you enjoy your BMWs and everything you have now, but I tell you, like, you're going to be thinned out. Like, and I love me some black people, some real black people. Jews. Russian Jews are not the same as German Jews. And clones mixed with German Jews are not going to equal Russian Jews any day soon. like, to be honest with you, like Hitler was not really far off. Like the German Jews are like a cancer frequency, in my opinion. Like let's go to the Bible on this one. Okay, so like people think that everybody had it out for Jesus. Okay, so like he went in front of Pontius Pilate, the emperor of Rome, and Pilate was appointed by Tiberius at one point. There's like a whole bunch of information you can find on him, and he said, "Are you, the king of the Jews?" And he said, "Yes, I am." And like he talked to him, and he at the end he said, "I can find no harm, or I can find no wrong that this man has done." And he eventually said, "I wash my hands of it." And the Jews were just evil and persistent. They said his teachings are causing problems. His teachings are causing us problems. And it was like the Jews just wanted to kill him. Like I said, and like the second when the second coming happens, what will they do? The exact same thing. And like I said, like and they try to, they're just gonna push and push and push. It's like they're this cancer frequency, or like it's like their job to be like some kind of nefarious, like the negative energy or something like that. Like, I don't mean to be, like I said, there's many different types of Jews. There's like Hasidic Jews, Talmud Jews, Messianic Jews, Russian Jews, German Jews, all kinds. There's like 16 different ones, and they're not the same. Believe me when I tell you. It's actually kind of known that Ashkenazi Jews, like myself, are descendants of the Persians. But like there's definitely Persian mixed in there at some point. And it goes back even further than that. Like I mentioned before, the Afghans are actually like the descendants of the real Jews, and like even older than them. I really believe, okay, I'm going to keep going here, that California has been evacuated. A lot of people have left there. That's why you're not getting the rain. It's like God specifically wanted to come after those people on some like Jonathan Edwards, sinners in the hands of an angry God. I'm seeing a lot of old limp dick white men, the Masons, driving around, and like they have like this complexion, or like this complex where they like, you can't touch us, or like whatever, and like, yeah, how about that Trump? Yeah, like I said, it feels amazing to have the ball in my court. And like especially like people like that wanted to screw me over, the bitch ass cops, the Masons, etc. Like, goodbye, nobody's gonna miss you. Like, you're not needed anymore. We built up we're gonna take your properties. Goodbye to you and your kids, and then you burn in hell. Like I said, like the whole thing of the recent tornadoes that happened in Texas, I don't see how it was possible they could have that and not have one casualty or injuries. I think there's like huge amount of misinformation going on in the news media, and like the radars from the weather channels have they quarantined or like almost like classified them like they did the seismograph information at Yellowstone. But like I can tell you, like, okay, so you're Russia, your bunkers are already crammed. Hypothetical here. Nuclear warfare is going on and imminently going to intensify. What do? You have to kill off your people. You can't, what are you going to have your men? Like I said, it's more ethical to send them in honor to get killed than it is to, like I said, just have them like take suicide pills or something like that. It's like your consciousness that you carry into this life and carry out will definitely influence, what happens in the afterlife or your reincarnation or whatever. And they know this. I mentioned in the past presentation about David Muir and how I believe that he was involved in cloning. He's an ass puppet for the Zionists. Okay, like I can tell you, like these are his daughters, and I believe that they are clones of mine. Like I would like a paternity test. Anytime you see this kind of look in like a girl, like there's millions of them. You go down to Washington, the Italian ones from the CIA thugs look more like this. They kind of look like you can see where the mistake happened in the Italian girls. But like I said, I would guarantee you that he's banging at least two of them, and that they're clones. And like I said, I hope that he like one night they come on and say David Muir fell and hit his head and is no longer able to, broadcast news on his channel. He's just one of many, many, many. I'm guessing Muir is some kind of Zionist puppet name. They probably thought that he was going to be at the temple when they confabulated it or something like that. But imagine a world without orchestrated drama, like where there's no people behind the scenes trying to act and play like they're God, like thinking that they're like manipulating us like puppet masters or something like that. Evil white people, in the bunkers. Like I said, do you realize how many people are praying for your demise? Do you realize how many amazing races, the Asians, the Koreans, the Persians, the Russians, a lot of Europeans, like I said, these people had the ability to remove influence. Like, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. I pray, like I said, with my alchemy, it came up subterranean sorcery. To where we're going to take this to. Like, we're going to start with the Civil Air Patrol kids first. Um, and like I said, like in Russia, they want to paint this beautiful story. Like I could have already gone underground there, and eventually, like I said, there's planes waiting to take me. They want me to build this beautiful story. I'm already a warrior for them. Like I said, and the Chinese and others that nobody else wants to step up and fight for. And like I said, they have a palace. Like I said, like the bunkers are not all the same. There's palaces with tanks filled with king crab legs or king crabs in like saltwater tanks and beautiful virgins that like are plentiful and many. And like I said, there's going to be a beautiful story when I finally do take it out of here. Um, I think I lost like a third or like 17% of my lung capacity in the last week alone. Please keep the detonations coming. You're doing something right. You don't even, every time you see a school bus, you don't even see kids on them anymore. They can't pull the show off anymore. Wait until I take it to the whole entire coast of New Jersey next year. And like I said, the STDs in the bunkers, huge, huge, huge problem. Like Trump family had tons of them. Like I said, Epstein, king of STDs, like 5, 6, 7 of them. Like I said, how the rich people, they don't like to wear the rubbers. Um, there's a lot of people that I believe that really didn't really die. Hugo Chavez, not really sure about. Surreal came up in alchemy, so I think he maybe it was real. I don't think it was. I think like certain period of time they knew that nuclear war was going to happen, and let's start killing people off and making it look like this, so we don't have to do it all at once. Another one that I did in the past, Jose Wahebe. I don't think he died really. Like I said, like I did a tribute to him. I still keep the tribute, but I don't think he died. There's a whole bunch of other people. He looks just like Epstein, by the way. Amazing fisherman, came over from Cuba supposedly. Um, if you have the ability to detonate from Venezuela, please light up the Antilles. Put a huge plume of radioactive smoke over the whole entire Antilles. Be my hero. And like I said, I say we start going after the rich people and their assets, not letting them play this shit anymore. And like I said, like America is like Babylon. Let's just be real here. Like you are the bad ones. Like I said, it's like more and more divine. Like this is why they have to quarantine, or like, this is why they have to classify the radio, the weather channel stuff, or the weather radar stuff, and all this other stuff. It's starting to become blatantly obvious that like there's like God has like is coming down with damnation on the United States of America, it's from the top down. And like they said, then you had, like I said, then you had these dickless little white boys. Like I said, they all look the same, and like like I'd be interested to see, like, are they like eventually they'll take the genetics from these kids and then they'll make them come out, and like I said, and they're probably scared and terrified they're gonna breathe the radioactive air. I'll see kids in Jersey. Like I said, they already have your genetics. They don't need you anymore, and that's just the truth of it. And like I said, the girls have 3 holes. You only have 2. But I like there's cards that I'm holding up my sleeve here. Like I said, like no BS, like Rapture card, the UFO card. Like I said, and the Rapture card, I almost pulled out like several times already. Those who follow me closely know this is not BS. And like I said again, you Rothschilds, you shoulda, woulda, coulda had me. Like we could have had the mothership. You could have had the whole like the fucking Rapture mothership, and you throw it away for some people who are absolutely useless. Like your hedging destroyed you in the end. Just know that. And I want to modify the Lord's Prayer. Like I don't like it's very, very dangerous to touch things. But like Jesus said, this is how we're going to pray. Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us either our debts or our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, the glory, forever. Amen. I say replace forgive those who trespass against us with a damn on some Reverend Right. It's not God bless America, it's God damn America. So like, so like I'm getting ready to do my Cosmogenesis, Anthropogenesis, the Secret Doctrine book review, and I have like it's going to be like four presentations. I have like 20 pages of notes when it's all said and done. So like I abbreviated the TSD for the Cosmogenesis one. Then the Anthropogenesis, I put APGS, and I keep thinking like, what is that? Like it's an acronym for Aberdeen Proving Grounds Secrets. I stayed there for about 3 years. My sister had a place called Perryville. This fake town, fake people, all like wasps, like warmonger people. ATK has a place there, like all these other like just warmonger companies, Lockheed Martin and aerospace companies are like all hedged out there. It's probably like the like one of the main spots. Basically, like the tunnels there go like the main vault tunnels go all the way up to York County as well. And like I said, underneath the War College, and like this is like huge underground facility the whole entire way. Another one is out near Missouri, by the way. Like another like out to the Ozarks. It's like in the corner of Kansas and Missouri, like one of the big vaults, like the Air Force vaults. And these were for me, and the girls were for me, and they threw it all away. And they fucked up real bad. So, anyways, here's some secrets about the Aberdeen Proving Grounds. Like I said, I'm going to say my sister. Like I said, when I lived there, it was like the whole point of me going there was to steal my genetics, and they stole a lot of them. I was under the influence of like things that I should have been, like doing drinking and other things, and like the genetics they got, like the work and level that my genetics have increased. You can even look at pictures of me, and like I said, they got dog shit. They're wasting their time. Like I hope that these kids are like cancer breeders, or like instead of healers, they're like the antithesis of a healer. Or like they push cancer, and they got nothing, even though they're cute and pretty, whatever. Of course, my genetics are gonna be cute and pretty. I have cousins there that are fucking absolutely useless beings. Everybody knows this. Like I pray for their demise. Okay, so right before you go over the 95 bridge, I forget what the 95 bridge is called. But like, okay, there's a way station and a Maryland State Police barracks. Underneath the barracks, they have a brothel and like a whole bunch of clones, and like basically these dickless state police, like I said, go there and basically rape little girls, or like some of them are probably lobotomized. They probably don't even speak English, and probably some of them have never even seen the light of day. And like I said, they're this brothel. Like I said, the base goes it goes in different sections, and then that one goes all the way to the Conowingo Dam. And like I said, and then like, okay, so you go over the bridge towards DC, and then there's a quarry. You can clearly see the quarry down on the left, and they had to get rid of all the stone that they mined out somehow. Like you can anywhere there's a quarry, it's like a dead giveaway of like some kind of bunkers. Like there's other things as well. Charlie Daniels, he didn't really die. He went there. He's a degenerate, like the whole truck driver thing. Like a lot of truck drivers are gay, by the way, and I believe Charlie Daniels has taken a dick up his ass at one point in his life. He belongs to that whole white trash trucker crew. Hank Williams Sr., you can go one way or you can go the other way. You can be like Charlie Daniels, or you can be like your daddy. Maybe you can make some more white trash tunes. Anyhow, all the people underground, a lot of them, they're on the verge of like suicide. Like they realize, like Trump and others, people that I know, are like they look outside, they see everything dying, and they realize that they caused this and that it was avoidable, and that they betrayed the Messiah, and like that so what they have to do to try to convince themselves is they take a whole bunch of moron, dickless white kids and girls. The girls they'll use for sex puppets. The boys, probably some of them they'll use them for puppets too. But like Trump, like he like gets a whole bunch of like middle class and low class white people and like takes them underground, and they clam them in there, and then like they try to make him look like a hero, or they have whatever. They'll eventually have to kill these kids off. Like now you're just gonna have more blood on your hands. Like they could have just died and you didn't have to see it, but now you're gonna have to be responsible for them. You just keep digging yourself a hole. And so okay, like I said, the whole thing with David Muir, like in that whole stealing people's kids and making sex puppets out of their daughters, that's the black effing line, like straight up. Like you're like that's like Babylon. Like God has destroyed the world for much less than that, and like you will face damnation in this life and the next. Okay, so where I live, this alchemy specifically told me to cut this one person up. There's this guy. His name is Billy. He owns this company called the John Rock Company. They make pallets. That's all they do. This guy is a dickless punk Freemason, and he's also president of the Shire Association, which is like sheep. And like he has a place over where he has his main house, not far from where I live, next to the King Golf Course, or Moccasin Run. And then he bought another property right on Bush Road, literally on Bush Road. There's bushes out where I live. Like I live in a fake town. Like it's bad. But like my alchemy says, cut this dude up, and like he never worked a day in his life. He's a fucking moron, and he's one of the big players here. He like thinks he's like God or something. And like I said, I'm gonna cut him to pieces, straight up. And he needs to be responsible for what he's done and understand it. Like him and his limp dick friends are like the cancer of the earth. And enjoy your last days with what you have because you won't soon. And like I said, you can see like you'll see his son's this big fat ugly ogre, and then they have like these little Ukrainian like these Ukrainian looking girls, my stolen genetics of mine and others as well. And like I said, these people need to realize that they're working for Satan, and like they need to bear responsibility. Like I said, I have a heart to heart. Like I said, the remaining old white men they're driving around, I think some of them love me to death and realize that I'm the light. And then the other ones, it's like they get some kind of like a gratification off of like playing a perturbance or pestilence in my life, or like a call. Like at this point, like they don't realize that I'm winning and I'm going to win. Like I said, just remember my whole thing about Pilate, Pontius Pilate. Like he was not a bad one in the broader sense. Like he was good. Like Jesus and him were like probably having a talk. He probably loved Jesus. And like I said, it was the Jews. The Jews were just persisting. Like, kill him, kill him, kill him. Like, I think Hitler was pretty close to right on. The German Jews. The Russian Jews and German Jews are not the same. Again. And like I said, okay, so pretty soon I'm going to be forced to have to, like basically where I live, there's, like, all Amish country. And it's, like, there's a lot of farmland here. And as you start going west, it opens up even more. Then you go east. Anywhere east, like 10 miles east of where I live, even like 7 miles, starts to be built up massive. Because they know that like they want the weather to go that way. Even like where my sister lives now, like 30 minutes away, the air is noticeably different. Like I said, it's just like even like within a couple miles, I can control the air that much. I could make the air beautiful for everybody. Give me what I want. Get rid of the people that are the scum of the earth. Like I said, like basically, like okay, so what I'm gonna have to do is like eventually, like I'm like because I'm not gonna go work and be anybody's bitch like this Billy guy and others. I'm gonna like okay, so I can live up here outside. Like I said, I have my storage unit where I have all my food, my guns, and pretty much everything at this point, and that's safe and secure. And like here, I have like nothing. Like I have my losses limited, and like I said, I can live outside or find shelter here for like 7.5 months out of the year. And the remaining months, I'm not going to go to Florida. I'm going to go to like Savannah, Georgia, because they have tons and tons of, like I said, everybody's built up like east of here. And like I said, and they're using my umbrella and my abilities to control the ionosphere. But down there, they can't build it up that fast now. Like I said, everything's hard. Like you notice, like the plywood, everything, it's not as good as it used to be. Like I said, all these natural disasters that are occurring, they don't have the people. The people that were good contractors are getting sick and dying. They don't they're bringing in migrants. Like I said, the work's not going to be done as good. And like I said, just wait until the next hurricane season. Like I said, the radar, like I said, is manipulated. Like I said, I request more detonations. Anybody that's into power, please keep them coming. I'm fine. My mother's okay. I'm going to be just good. Like I said, everybody else, you can see them sick. You don't even see kids on school buses anymore. And like I said, they have these useless beings crammed in this like tight spaces. We're winning. Like I said, when it's all said and done, I will be in an imperial bunker with tanks full of king crab legs and virgins for miles and miles. And like I said, it's a shame that I'm not allowed to have beautiful young girls that are like of my quality because of some fat, ugly, nasty German girls that are loosey-goosey screwed out. Like I said, it's a sad thing. I guess I have to be, and pretty much I'm forced into celibacy. Any girls that I would meet or they would push, do you really think with my genetics and who I am that they're not going to be either the Bushes, some other thugs? Like, come on. Like I had like I'm just telling you, don't even waste your time bringing them to me. If this fish ain't gonna bite, I'm not gonna. The dog isn't gonna hunt. Shout out to Vladimir Putin's daughter. She's really stepped it up, like in the face of nuclear warfare. Like she used to be like like a billionaire's daughter, the president's daughter. And she used to like party to this and that, but she's really found a sense of purpose in her life. And I don't even know he has several daughters, and this one I don't even know her name. I saw her one time before. And she has a magnetic glow. She's an alien. Like she has like even more of an alien presence than Putin does. Ludmila is actually the name of her mother. Putin's first wife. And I believe something was special about her. I've tried to investigate it and I haven't found it, but I believe it has to do with the ABRH negative bloodline that they knew about for years. And like she spends most of her day like in the like not in the imperial bunkers, but going to the regular ones. And they like took a whole bunch of Ukrainians underground. They had a whole bunch of Russians underground. There was like some of these people were family and hadn't seen each other in years, and they were reunited. There were soldiers that were, like I said, kids that like got bombs dropped. It was a very, very, very horrible situation under there, and they're making the best of it. The Russians are the toughest people, some of the toughest anyway. And like I said, they were prepared for this for years and years and years. That's why they had communism. It's easier to Holocaust a race of sad, helpless people than we're here, where everybody, has a 3,000, 4,000 square foot house and drives a BMW. And I guess you have different opinions on it. Like I said, I want to have another heart to heart here. I'm not going underground here whatsoever. Like I said, like send Timo back, or any other girls that you think you have sitting for me. Like you effed it up. Send them back. Like I want real Chinese girls. # in China, from China. Like ones that like have never stepped foot on this cancer soil before and have been tainted by our cancer philosophies and our universities and so forth. But Xi Mingzi is still kind of open. Okay, so I mentioned before how I believe that there's no bunkers that are actually safe. That like I said, given that radiate like the gamma or the uranium and plutonium are like 242, and gold is like 99, and gold's really heavy and sinks to the bottom of everything. Like any like okay, so you have like even if it's completely sealed, you're gonna like reticulate and recirculate the same air over and over. It's gonna cause problems like in consciousness and other things, and like probably you'll get like start getting like senile from breathing the same air, even if it's filtered, even if you have oxygen and O2 makers. And actually I prefer go ahead, make your oxygen. It's just going to make your lungs are going to be so weak when you come out. Like I said, if you came out for 3 minutes, you wouldn't make it. And like I said, like it's like getting deep into psychological stuff as well. And like I said, I don't believe like I really they've actually done the alchemy tell me that they've gone up to cracks. Like they have Geiger counters. Like imagine you're in a bunker thinking you're safe, and they have like these like alarms that like when radiation would start going up, that the alarms would go. Imagine you're down there and the Geigers start screaming. It would be terrifying. Like you say, oh, should we go outside or what do we do? Get some caulk? Like they can go up to the cracks, and like I said, it's like a vacuum. It pulls it right in. And I mentioned before I went to Chernobyl. One of the most impactful things I've ever done. When you leave there, you're ready to leave there. I can tell you that. And you learn a lot. Like they had these people you can rent Geiger counters. You go up to things, and like the ground is obviously like anything metal on the ground or anything on the ground has like it screams way higher. Certain things that just like the radiation like sucks it in. But like when like they were like, okay, pretty soon your Geiger counters are gonna start going off. And like there's like 40 of them on a bus. Literally like within a quarter to a half a second, every single one of the 40 started going off. Like, and the people's bodies are gonna just start dropping like that as well. Like I said, people that were my friends, before I knew what was going on and everything, you really think I'm stupid enough to realize, or not smart enough to realize that you obviously weren't my friends, and that you all betrayed me, and that you're all involved in the cloning programs? I pray in the name of fucking Allah that they torture your kids, kill you after your kids are tortured, and then both of you burn in the darkest depths of Hades for eternity. And yes, it is real. Like I said, and another thing is like filibustering below ground, like I said, is a win for me. Like, I mean, yes, I'm breathing in radioactive air, but I still look good. I'm doing fine. Like I said, eventually I'm going to have like the entire Jersey coast to myself. Like I said, come on out and try to play the game. Another little thing is radiation is like sea level is like 0. Like if you go up in the mountains, you're like above it, and like I said, the threshold will fall. But then your lungs will you have issues with your lungs when you're up there if you go up and down, especially skiing. And like I said, and then like I said, like I told you I had this like prophetic like intuition that like I'm going to have a daughter named Alexandria. Wait until you see her. Like I said, like the hashtag the real Alexandria. There will be a lucky girl like I said, hopefully it gets that privilege. And like I said, it's not going to be in this country. Like I said, it's like a few people screwed it up. And like I said, I'm not looking for anybody anymore. Like I said, I'm using time as a weapon. And like I said, there's a whole bunch of clowns near me that need to be thinned out. I'm sorry to be so animated. I'm going to get ready to stop here. I pray for death, cancer, sickness, plagues, and mental illness for all the scumbags that I talk about. The Rothschilds, the Bushes, the Herberts, the Walkers, the Prescotts, and innumerable other people, Illuminati thugs, this Dickless Billy character I'm talking about, head of John Rock, all these other people who really have higher positions of power in the broader sense and are acting like they're some kind of menial people. The evil Zionist pigs. We pray this in the name of Jesus. Amen.